All right, let's dive into something pretty personal. We're going to talk about those invisible scripts our families hand down to us, and what it really means to be the one to break the cycle. I mean, have you ever felt that? That feeling deep down that you're just different? Like you're tuned into a totally different radio station than your own family? Well, guess what? That feeling isn't just you, and it's not random. It's actually the key question we're going to get to the bottom of right now.
Whoa, okay. Your bloodline didn't curse you. It chose you. That's a pretty bold statement, right? But this idea is at the very heart of what we're unpacking today. It completely flips the script on feeling like an outsider, turning it from a flaw into, well, some kind of calling. So let's dig into what that actually means.
So to really get that quote, we've got to look at what we inherit. And I'm not just talking about your grandpa's watch or your eye color. Nope, there's this other kind of inheritance, an unspoken one that's shaping our lives in ways we don't even realize.
It's almost like invisible software, We're all running on this emotional operating system that got passed down through our family line. And this software is loaded with all these old programs, patterns of fear, ideas about what we can and can't do, beliefs we soaked up as kids before we even knew how to ask why.
And this software, this programming, it actually has a name. In psychology, they often call it the hidden family script.
And this script, man, it's powerful. It lays out all the unwritten rules of your family. It's the thing that sets the thermostat for ambition, like don't get too big for your britches. It tells you what's safe to want, what's okay to achieve, and it draws these invisible lines around your self-worth. It's exactly why in one family you never talk about money, and in the family next door, if you're not chasing wealth, you're seen as a total failure.
And look, this isn't just some nice metaphor. This is a real, recognized psychological thing. It's called transgenerational trauma. It's the idea that the actual unprocessed pain of our ancestors can literally get wired into our own nervous systems. Think about it. Maybe your great-grandparents survived a famine. Well, that could pass down a deep gut-level fear of not having enough, a scarcity mindset, even if you've always been financially secure. That stuff directly messes with how we react and the choices we make today.
Okay, so if we can see these patterns, why is it so darn hard to break free? You'd think it'd be simple, right? Well, the answer is this really powerful subconscious thing. It's called the psychological loyalty trap. And this is the absolute kicker. Deep down, on a level you're not even aware of, your brain's #1 job is to make sure you belong. So when you try to break that family script, maybe you try to be more successful or more emotionally open or just different, your subconscious can actually register that as betrayal. It feels like you're abandoning the tribe. And that loyalty, man, it keeps us chained to what we know, even if what we know really hurts. And you can see that internal battle laid out right here. On one side, you've got repeating the pattern. That's the easy path, right? It's fueled by that subconscious loyalty, that fear of change, and yeah, the weird comfort of what's familiar. But then there's the other path, breaking the pattern. And that one? That takes a conscious choice. It means you have to lean into growth and keep your eyes on what's possible for your future. So, the big question is, how do you actually do it? How do you escape that trap and pick the path of growth? Well, here's a secret. It's not about gritting your teeth and trying harder. It's not about willpower. The real key is a total shift in how you see yourself, in your core identity. See, the people who really break these cycles, they don't just try harder, they think differently. It's an identity-first approach. So instead of saying, I'm going to try not to be so anxious, they start from a new place. They start from the identity. I am a calm person. You see the difference? Real change doesn't happen when you force new habits onto your old self. It happens when you start acting like the new self you've decided to be. So let's break it down into simple steps. First, you just have to acknowledge the script. See it for what it is. No judgment, okay? It's just an inheritance, it's not a life sentence. Step 2 is the fun part. You get to define your new identity. And I'm not talking about goals like, I want to make more money. I'm talking about the person you want to be. And then step 3 is where the magic happens. In any given moment, you just ask yourself, what would the new me do right now? And then you go and do that thing.
Okay, this brings us full circle. And honestly, this might be the most powerful idea we've talked about yet. We're about to connect that feeling of being an outsider to a real, deep sense of purpose.
Think about it. The only reason you can even see the family script is because you're not completely lost in it. That feeling of being different, of not quite fitting in, that's not a flaw, that's your superpower.
It's what gives you the distance, the perspective you need to see the cage and find the key. It is not a sign that you're broken. It's a sign that you are the one who is supposed to break it.
And so we come back to this. Your bloodline didn't curse you. It chose you. It hits different now, doesn't it? It's not just a cool phrase anymore. It's the conclusion. It means that you were chosen. Chosen by your family line, not to carry on its pain, but to finally heal it. You are the turning point. You're the one who gets to pull back the curtain on the old limits so that something new, something better, can finally begin.
So, I'll leave you with this. After all this, really think about it. What pattern are you here to break?